Today I am glad to chat with the 16 years old British Formula 4 driver Chiara Bättig. She also took part at the F1 Academy GP in the UK as a wildcard, taking pole position on her debut, and she was the youngest driver to win the Swiss karting championship, and at just 12 years old back in 2022, a title that she won 3 consecutive times. And today she is taking part of the Red Bull Junior program, and you were born on the 21st of March 2010, which is also the same date as Ayrton Senna. Who is a driver that what was your idol growing up?
I mean, to be honest, sharing the birthday with Ayrton Senna is very nice. It's kind of in the birthday I get. Also, Abby Pulling is born on the same day, but really growing up, I was at Hamilton. And then now really continuing, I really like to start.
And is there a reason specifically?
I feel like he should very mental. Like he's a guy who has so much mental strength, and also he's the best driver. Doesn't matter when.
How did your passion for racing start? When did you say that you wanted to be a racing driver?
I mean, I'm which is not from a racing background. No one ever raced before me. So yeah, when I was 4 years old, I went rental karting on holidays, like a 2-seater rental kart, and I really enjoyed that. But then I really started like karting when I was 8, because from a young age I did so many sports, and then I had to choose which I liked the most.
You're now competing in F4 in a mixed environment where gender makes no difference, but you also experience F1 Academy, which is exclusively for women. Do you prefer competing in F4, or you like more to be in the environment with F1 Academy with the female drivers?
I mean, it's always nice to race on F1 weekend. I think it's a really great experience as well. What I really enjoy about British F4, everything is a bit more private, a bit less deeper, and you kind of drive a bit more the F1 Academy week.
At the 2026 British Grand Prix, you were selected as a wildcard for the F1 Academy race that I was just talking about, and you made the best of it, taking pole position right away and finishing second in the future race. Having never driven an F1 Academy car too much before, how did you get to speed this quickly?
I think already it was my first time in the car in the free practice, but I think the jump from the British car, which is very effective, to a car you need to drive move it a lot easier than going back. So for me, the change wasn't that hard. You just kind of push the brakes harder, and also kind of can steer more just because of the limited camber you have. But yeah, I mean, we adapted well to it.
So did it feel like an F4 car a little bit?
I mean, it is quite similar. I think the jump from F4 to a bigger car is bigger, but it does feel different. Like everything feels kind of so much later, which is a weird feeling, obviously.
I watched the British Grand Prix live there, and I was really struck by your overtake on Alba Larsen in the reverse grid race. Alba was defending, and at the very last moment you pulled off a switchback to pass her. Since you had been behind her for several laps, did you plan to make that move, or is that like a driver decision in the car and you just settled for it?
I mean, the thing is, we saw on this weekend not many overtakes were happening, so kind of it was quite difficult to overtake, and I was just like trying to wait for a mistake, because in the corner before I think she went wide, so I had to kind of the better straight line speed to go for a move.
And I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite circuit that you raced on so far?
Honestly, I really enjoyed the F1 track. Like I've driven Bahrain, Jeddah, Barcelona, Portimao, Bilbao, as well as Silverstone.
And of all these tracks that you said, what is the most challenging aspect? Like maybe also about Silverstone, for example.
I think Silverstone, you have to get into the flow because it's really kind of flow section. Like you have T2, 3, 4, which is kind of the flow.
Can you pick me the best one that you raced on?
The best F1 circuit. I mean, honestly, I really enjoyed Bahrain. I mean, obviously it's a bit hot, but I think it just, as a driver, you need to focus on so many more things because the tire degradation is so much higher in Bahrain, which I really enjoyed. Honestly, I think I did enjoy Bahrain the most, as well as Portimao.
You are part of the Red Bull Junior team after being chosen directly by Helmut Marko, who had great things to say about you after your test at the Estoril. Can you tell me how that they felt like?
I mean, it was my first day in F4 car ever, so I was really, really nervous. And also, I think having the kind of pressure right behind you is a big thing. But I adapted really, really well. I think also the first day, the difference or like the kind of improvements I did during the day was really big. So yeah, no, it was a fun day.
You won a lot in karting, but you're also only 16 and belong to a generation that grew up with simulators. I imagine you use simulators a lot, and do you enjoy driving on the sim, or do you still prefer training on a real racing track?
Obviously, I think driving in real life is a lot better. But I feel like if you're going to a new track, it's really good to do kind of a bit sim before, just to kind of get the knowledge of the drive in the wrong corner.
I really like your helmet design because I've seen it, and I was wondering if you designed it yourself or where did you get the inspiration?
I mean, to be honest, all my helmets always had similar colors. Like I always had kind of a pink, white, blue, which I really enjoyed. And I think with the Red Bull on the side, it also looks very nice.
I'm a big fan of F1 and racing, and I often watch all the F1 races. And if you could time travel back in time, which era of F1 would you love to race in?
I think, honestly, 2021 was really fun with Max and Lewis. I think that was a really good year, and also a big year for F1. I mean, to be honest, probably would have not wanted to race there because it was so competitive between those two, but I think it was a year I really enjoyed.
And in 2021, I think a big problem that is also a problem recently is the dirty air that I don't know if in F1 Academy or in F4 you can feel the dirty air, but if you can, how is it? Is it really frustrating to be stuck behind a car despite maybe you being faster?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most frustrating things really, being stuck behind a car. In F4, especially on British tracks, I've experienced it kind of because the track is so tight, where you really have to kind of slow more before the corner to have a really good exit to kind of attack to the next corner. This is what I've experienced in F1 Academy. You don't really have a lot of slipstream because, like in F1 Academy, you have like kind of different setups of like low downforce, medium downforce, etc. Where the difference sometimes is bigger, and you're just kind of stuck because the slipstream doesn't help.
Thank you, Chiara, for this interview. It has been a big pleasure for me, and keep going, and I'm sure you're gonna make it one day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was nice to talk to you.